there, I'm John.
And I'm Josh.
And we are going to be looking at the results of Week 2, college football 2024 season, and Week 2's in the books. And so let's talk about what happened, starting with number 3, Texas, at number 10, Michigan.
Was it exactly, a surprise? Yeah, I was about to say, it's exactly what everyone expected.
It really
right?
is.
Quinn Ewers came out. Texas absolutely dominated all 4 quarters of the game. After seeing Michigan against Fresno State, and honestly with everything that they lost and the talent they lost, they were just ranked up in the top 10 for the fact that they won the national championship last year, right? Yeah. New coach, you can tell it's definitely going to be a little more of a rebuilding year for them.
I think maybe the surprise was just defensively. You know, that Michigan just didn't have what in.
I mean, yes, but you're going against Quinn Ewers, right? You're going against
Texas
the Heisman candidate,
yeah,
in Quinn Ewers and a Texas team that is extremely explosive on offense. So not surprising at all.
Texas, they really showed up. They did what they needed to do. They got the attention.
Yeah.
Then you had South Florida at Alabama. This game,
42-16.
42-16 sounds like Alabama just dominated. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. 10 minutes left in the game. It was 14-13 Bama.
Yeah.
And then they just put on the Jets there at the end, and I guess South Florida fell apart a little bit.
You could tell obviously at the end. So I saw something that said Alabama did take out that lineman who was getting a majority of the penalties at the beginning of the game, and it seemed like after he was taken out, the offensive lineman, after he was taken out and the new guy put in, the team started doing a lot better.
Yeah.
So
he just kept holding, and it was inexplicable. It just kept happening. And then Alabama still has that fumble fingers business. 3 turnovers out of the fumble fingers.
Yeah.
But I mean, and the snap still not looking. It's just messy.
Yeah, Dubar definitely has his hands full and a lot of things that he needs to improve before Alabama gets to SEC play. Yeah. Right? You got a game against Wisconsin coming up, but you got to figure it out before SEC play.
Absolutely. Number 14, Tennessee, was at number 24, North Carolina State, and Rocky Top took care of business as well.
Nico and Co. at Tennessee, 51-10. I mean, that's the ACC can't seem to hang with anybody, right?
Yes.
I mean, you throw the best ACC against. This isn't even considered the best of the SEC as of right now.
Yeah,
we'll see later on in the season.
Probably
Tennessee
closer
really could
to
be
the
up
best
there,
of the ACC, but
or the but man, dude, 51-10. At least compete, right?
Yes.
Like, come on, destruction by Tennessee.
Good job, Tennessee. Then, woo! you should have called this one. As one of your
apparently.
Who would have known? But Northern Illinois came in to West Bend. Wait, is that right? West Bend, Indiana?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It was
right. Something doesn't sound right, but
West Bend, isn't that the military school?
That's West Point.
Yeah, West Point.
But
there you go.
So,
wait a second.
Notre Dame, number 5 in the country, and Northern Illinois beat them. It is crazy.
This is as crazy of an upset as you can get, right?
I mean,
Northern Illinois, not on anybody's map. I did say, Northern Illinois is a team that likes to, pull off random things.
Yes.
Did I, in my mind, ever think it would ever happen? No. It's just something that they've done before,
Yeah.
Blocking a field goal at the end of the game to win 16-14 skyrocketed them into the rankings as the top group of 5 candidate right now, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it makes all these games so exciting, because now Northern Illinois, if they were to win out, could potentially make it to the playoffs.
They could.
So, huge win for Northern Illinois.
Yeah. Then you had Cal. They went down to the Plains at Auburn and beat them in front of the home crowd.
Yeah.
And really just looked better than Auburn pretty much the whole game.
Peyton Thorne, I'm trying to phrase it, he has like he has the slowest throwing motion I've ever seen in a quarterback. Like when he pulls back, I feel like it takes like 5 seconds for him to release the ball. And it shows. He has 4 interceptions. Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, Auburn was supposed to be like a potential sleeper pick for the SEC. That throw that out the window. Hugh Freeze better get somebody a quarterback.
And I think if I understand right, they really don't have any depth there either. So it's like there's nothing.
Just pick someone off the portal,
Bad news.
Oh wait, that's the NFL.
Yeah. Mendoza, on the other hand, did an incredible job for Cal.
We'll see what Cal can do. I mean, As of right now, I'm leaning more towards Auburn's just that bad than California is good, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
Agreed. South Carolina was at Kentucky. In my head, and we said this, we thought Kentucky was going to win this one fairly easily, but no.
I mean, this is a South Carolina team that almost lost to Old Dominion.
I know,
right?
I know.
And so in my mind, I was like, this isn't. Yeah, Kentucky wins this game, not even 31-6.
Yes.
Woof. I mean,
it's a woof, without a doubt. And then the other one we said was interesting.
Yeah.
Was Colorado, Nebraska, and both of us said that we felt like Nebraska was going to win this one.
And they did, right? Sure did. I mean, it seems to be, I've seen a lot of people saying, like, a coach who can develop players as opposed to a coach who's just recruiting players, you know? Which, like, there's no doubt that Deion Sanders is a brilliant recruiter. Yeah. Like, doesn't matter if you get the best talent if you're not able to kind of mesh them yet, right? Yeah. And we'll keep giving Colorado a chance because he did start with nothing.
He did.
Still trying to build here.
Yeah.
But man, I like
Nebraska. You don't
Nebraska.
get too many more years.
Yeah, I like Nebraska, man. I really like him right now. This freshman quarterback who looks exactly like Patrick Mahomes, same number, same throwing motion. It's kind of funny, but like Nebraska's fun. Dylan Raiola, I love. I mean, a true freshman quarterback going out there and winning in a primetime game, right?
Yeah.
No pun intended with prime in there,
exactly.
But Nebraska, I kind of want to keep watching them the rest of the season. They're just kind of fun right now.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Good for them.
And we weren't actually going to mention the Bowling Green at Penn State, except for the fact Bowling Green stayed in there. Bowling Green was competing. Bowling Green looked like they were going to actually pull it off, but didn't in the end. Penn State won that one 31-27. I mean, just it's crazy to see this happen.
I think we're slowly starting to see more and more that maybe the transfer portal isn't going to bridge the gap between Power 4 and Group of 5 as much as people thought it would. Because we're starting to see players, third and fourth string players at schools like Alabama and Georgia and all these big schools go to somewhere like Bowling Green, Boise, or App State and like be the star, right?
Yeah.
So you're now going against players who actually have the talent there. Bowling, I mean, I think we'll continue to see Group of 5 schools compete more often.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Group of 5, let's talk about what we saw this week. Starting with Boise State, the late game against number 7 Oregon, who is no longer number 7, even though they pulled off the win against Boise with the last-second field goal in order to do that, 37-34. But really, ultimately, the impressive team out there was Boise.
Yeah, they dominated every aspect of the game besides special teams, and you have to win special teams, right? They allowed a kick return and a punt return for a touchdown.
Which is just painful. It's hard to recover from
so
that.
Painful. Yeah. And they were both right when like Boise would have a little momentum, and then Oregon would immediately take it back. Madsen, you know, he was 14 of like 40, right? I mean, just a very poor incompletion rate.
Yeah.
The highlight here still being that Ashton Jeanty just might be the best running back in the country.
He might be.
And I mean, 25 carries, 192 yards, his third 70-plus yard touchdown run in 2 games.
And it's not just the yards. Once again, he is getting hit. He's getting hit, and
even at the line potentially. Yeah, there was one play where he got hit at the line by 2 different guys, spun around and gained like 30-something yards. Yeah. He's as good as it gets.
Yes.
If you haven't watched the Boise State game, just watch it for Ashton Jeanty.
Oh,
it's
absolutely,
worth it.
Absolutely,
it's worth it.
Troy went to Memphis. We said that Memphis would probably win this one fairly handily. They did, 38-17.
All my Troy people told me to mention that their quarterback got hurt early on and they were missing one of their linemen.
We'll give them that.
They're 0-3. You know, it doesn't matter. Memphis was going to beat them no matter what here. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a really good Memphis team right now. Yeah. So good for Memphis. Hennigan and Anderson is a good combo. Yeah. And it's, again, fun to see what the Group of 5 is going to look like there. So.
It is. Liberty also won theirs over New Mexico State, but not as handily.
Yeah, I mean,
it was close.
Liberty was really supposed to dominate here, especially with their strength of schedule. The fact that they're playing all these games close, I'm starting to think it really doesn't matter if Liberty wins out or not.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think they'll get the playoff spot, even if they're undefeated, especially if they're playing teams like New Mexico State by 6 points.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. App State at Clemson, nope.
Debo wants to keep his job, you know? I mean,
so.
Look, he has to be on the hot seat right now, right? I bet every single game he's coming in and he's like, we got to go.
66-20.
Yeah, a friendly reminder I need to remind myself is their bad loss was to Georgia.
Yes.
There's a lot of teams that have bad losses to Georgia, right? So
absolutely.
Maybe Clemson's not as bad as I initially thought, right? I mean, 66-20 is a beatdown against what I thought might be a decent App State team.
Which we'll find out. We'll find out. You know, this will tell later on in the season. But So the next one, the last one of those was
I think we meant to mention this earlier.
Oh, we did forget to mention this. That's right. We were gonna number 23 Georgia Tech was going against Syracuse. So Georgia Tech made it into top 25. Sorry.
Friendly reminder: they made it to the top 25 because they beat Florida State.
I know, which now
everybody
see in
can
retrospect
beat Florida State.
Doesn't mean much at all.
Come on, right? So Syracuse comes in, they win the game. Good job for Syracuse. That's 31-28. That's a close game.
That's right. All right. Now the important things. Go to your upsets.
Hey,
you were pretty close this week. Last week was horrible.
I'm actually pretty proud of both of these picks. They both covered the spread, if that means anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Number 17, Kansas State at Tulane, 34-27. I think Tulane, this still keeps them in the running for the best group of 5 team here.
Yeah.
They actually led a majority of the game, right?
Yeah, they did.
And kind of just choked at the end there. But man, was it close. A lot of times, smaller teams like that can lead, and when it really comes down to like depth and stuff, at the end of the game, you start seeing them struggle. So,
that's where they are.
So good win for Kansas State, a big escape for them. And then Arkansas, 31, Oklahoma State beat them in overtime.
Yes.
30. I think they got 6 points to win it. So what? 37.
31.
Man, double overtime. Here's the look. Taylon Green for Arkansas was a Boise QB.
Yeah.
I did see some things that he used to do at Boise there. But man, I'll tell you what, he is so athletic and so talented.
Yeah.
It's so fun just to watch him play football because you never know if he's going to fumble or if he's going to run for like 90 yards. It's just such a energetic style of play. So I actually like Arkansas for probably a couple more upsets coming here.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State, they did what they needed to do. They survived. Right? This was a surviving of a game for them. So congrats to Oklahoma State.
Congrats. So that was our week 2 results. Stay tuned as we will talk about week 3 next.
Go Broncos.